up the bottom right country igniter with E4 off. The first by second last time officially. And he is the track record holder. 240 miles an hour, 591. I believe the number 593. Let me grab that.
I mean, we got.
Is it electro?
See now, kiss him.
Who is one to move up in 680 is a very uncomfortable spot to be in.
They gave us the
Watson.
They simply do whatever we want. So
You're supposed to be watching what I'm watching, and I'm supposed to be watching what you're watching.
the hassle.
Asses?
And the track record is 593.64.
Wrong grade there.
Here we go with two more, gang. The 10th player, Steve Summers, gorgeous race car. Against Montana's team. Who is
This was
The front of her dance like right here. They're like saggy as hell, so they weren't mad at her. She walks and they're like,
Really?
oh yeah, it's nasty. Oh, fuck.
a bit shorter, or else you'll, when you take the engine apart, you'll see take a little diagram and take it apart.
It's a double B alter. Out of Vancouver, Washington, comes Chuck Smithfield.
They're asking, what do you do? And they asked Snelly.
Jesus. You're recording that
The
thing?
low qualifier, Jimmy Ward. Yesterday, in the opening section, ripped off a 904 within a couple thousand of 5,700 index.
Retired or whatever the hell.
And that is plenty. Now, Doug Lamback's number 2 at 54 under. Robbie Robinson is near 5/10 under, 857 in his machine coming up here in a moment.
Move it to wherever he wanted it.
Competition eliminator to be followed by the juniors. Then we'll cycle back into
What, you guys drive up
the
there?
category of
Flew back home and drove up?
Super Street. They'll be coming up behind the juniors. We'll cycle into the second section of the day for those guys.
That's where
Exactly.
94 Beretta. Supercharged. Small block. 306 for Chuck Smithfield.
We didn't leave home until 4:30.
His index is 814. Had a tough run yesterday. Anderson is 7th right now at 815.
shut off, didn't he?
The double B altered with some smoke. Here comes the son of one of the more famous men in the world of West Coast drag racing, and that is Bob Lamback. His son Doug, the number 2 qualifier out of Northridge, California, comes this 27-year-old behind the wheel of a C Super Modified, and Nick Johndall from Battleground, Washington, only 19 years of age in a G alter. Here comes 2 brand new comp cars. They just arrived this morning from Fair Oaks, California. It's Kurt Cruz, Steve Conowalter, and Alan Freed. Monterey, California. God, would you love to live in Monterey? I love visiting there.
What,
The wonderful community.
907.
Full of all kinds of tourism, I do know that. Just a cool area. 32-year-old coming up and out of the ranks of stock eliminator.
These are
Oh,
C.
he's a
Alan
C.
Freed,
You know what?
gorgeous 96
Because it was like
Pontiac.
80 at home or
Can't
something.
totally tell from here, but I think it's a
I
Grand
think he only
Am.
got like a 10 Thunder. He went 50,
Maybe he was
didn't
CEA. That's what these are. These are CEA.
Yeah, maybe he's just CA.
Yeah.
C altered. And he's a C.
Maybe that's what
You guys got good runs going as well. Goes inside of Mike Carey. This guy can do a burnout. Pretty zoomy ride, sporting 358 cubic inches of bow-tie Chevrolet. Brand new 98 Chevrolet pickup truck. Ran 796 yesterday. That's a plenty stout number. I mean, just take into the context that we're 3,000 plus feet above sea level. These trucks running into the 760s at sea level. It's a nice number, 4,600. Mike Carey's E-altered in at 899.
That truck is bad. Fuck, I love it. I want one bad.
Now you'll be selling the car and getting the truck.
Not for a
I
while.
could kill you.
Well, he wants a truck too.
Does he?
Oh yeah. He wants a truck bad.
Our Dodgers, Phoenix, Valley,
cool?
California.
Yeah,
Big
they're different.
contractor
That's why
down
they're
there.
Neat, man.
Mike Carey from Hermiston, Oregon.
I still, the cars are more appealing. Your car's more appealing than the trucks. The trucks are new. That makes them neater. At least to me.
Hodges making a good run. 96, identical for the Pro Stock truck. 893 and quicker, along with the Rocky Mountain Express dragster. Speed dragster, in fact, sporting 353 cubic inches of Chevrolet.
Does that say Lee, Larry?
I think so.
I'm not in your way, am I?
You're fine right there.
Clint put up a 741
Yell at me if I get in your way.
yesterday,
Okay.
almost 48 under.
I'll move.
Wouldn't mind a climb a bit in the field. For 6 isn't exactly the best spot in the field. In fact, you might even be up somewhere near the first or second qualifier in the open round. So I presume that Lee would like to go a touch or two quicker. Warder's probably comfortable with where he's at. He doesn't want to play all his cards here in qualifying. He may want to save a nickel or two. For those of you that follow the sport, for elimination, Bullet Tower,
Get in.
little 322 cubic inch Chevrolet.
You're lazier than I already am.
Yeah, but he'd be out riding around everywhere.
Wheelie bars, you know.
Yeah, knocking people over and shit. Giving them all flats, you know, walking.
That would be a ride.
Robbie Robinson, 857 yesterday, almost 5
Discount refills.
and he is number 6 right now.
I think it's $1 to fill it. $2 to buy it.
Pat was over here tearing his apart.
Sounds pretty good from here. Went all the way to the bottom. 861, 157. Of course, they look at a lot of the interviews.
So she gets a couple extra minutes.
Small displaced cubic inch Chevrolet, 321 for free is the G-Alter, just 270 cubic inch. Once again, final call, Federal Motor Dragster. This is your final call.
Coming by it. Oh, calm guys, it's a nice, it's a jangle man.
Come to Firebird Raceway since the early 70s, and racing dating back to the late 50s.
One of the guys we know come over to Denver, he said he used to be there 16 years old.
It never melts, it just wears it.
That's
Round number 1 of Top Comp, 32 cars in this field. Utah out of Puyallup in the left side lane, the 91 Cutlass and Chris Jagger in the tower side, and Utah jumps it out. Driver J. Glenn Miller to the starting line area, please. Good little showdown here. Todd Horner in the Coors Light 91 Probe out of Spokane, Washington, dialed in at 8:03. He'll take on the 7-second ride of LeGrand, Oregon's Dennis Fuller, dialed in at 7:80. The win light. The 97 Dragster taking on the 93 Oldsmobile. Couple of big Chevy engines powering both of these rides. A Wentz with a slight head start, Mickelson. Tower side lane, and the win light goes to Dick Wentz, 7. Both drivers taking their time, doing the staging thing here. Little battle of nerves here. Now they're ready. And Pessimir goes red at the start. Gordon Turner gets the win. Had a 777 Bradford out of Baker City, Oregon. The 72 Plymouth Duster. 636 cubic inches of Mopar engine. Big, bad Mopar engine on this thing. Radford's going to take on Mark Kidd out of Twin Falls, Idaho. The Kidd Performance 96 Dragster, dialed in at 795. This ought to be a classic showdown here. Kidd dialed in at 795, Radford dialed in at 734. The Killer Instinct of Dennis Radford against the Kidd Performance YMC Dragster of Mark Kidd. You see the nitrous being purged from the system on Dennis Radford's car. Get the air out of the nitrous system, and now they're ready to rock. Kidd gets a slight head start. Here comes Radford. Dennis Radford. Did he have enough? He did, but it's going to be Mark Kidd as Radford goes too quick. Radford gets to the stripe first, a 7:29.70. 49-year-old Paul Snell against 33-year-old Jed Dubach. Dubach, the number 4 qualifier. And the chase is on. Snell got the slight head start. It is Snell. 8. Well, right, and the win light goes to. Well, Schoenfeld was looking for the perfect light. He didn't get it. He was 1/1000th of a second under the perfect reaction. Two pretty good friends. Well, Wirtz in the tower side lane, Lafferty left side lane. The win light will go to Lafferty. 782, he was dialed in on a 782. He had the better reaction time. Into the beams. It dialed in at 770. John Hughes in the Cantel Construction Safety Products Dragster, 52 years old out of Central Point, Oregon. Takes on 30-year-old Mike Austin out of Medford, Oregon. Top end. Win light.
And I mean, assuming his
came on and
Interesting conversation
mine was right
yesterday
there.
with
Knew I was late before
both
I
my
left.
brother and Mike Roberts.
And then we
George
broke out.
Santos' dad of the Santos clan
I lifted
indicated
with
that
172.
both those two guys that
Where the
this
hell they
racetrack
come
had a whole bunch
Broke out way
more
fast.
in
We gone
store
from
than what they had
69 to
anticipated.
70. When it's
In terms of
67.
the stickiness
67.
and the sheer
I left it
traction of this
just,
concrete
you know,
pad, it is truly
10
impressive.
feet before the finish
And
line.
they have stepped up to the plate
And then
and
he
showed
told
us
me
just
we
what
were
this
side
car
by side,
has
and
available.
Kind of got in front of him and left off the throttle.
In terms of yesterday's pole qualifying number of
Still back out,
5.59.
so the whole run.
I don't think they want to try and
They
rotate the earth here and go way too
lost
quick.
What we were looking for,
But then again, you don't want to get too conservative and get beat to the punch. Oakwood Homes and the Jack O'Bannon Racing Team.
Yeah, Rick went out too, didn't he? Yeah. Rick went out. Brian could get the car started. Tommy, yeah, he towed back. He's had no troubles this week. And Tommy.
So here we go.
Got
Rick
around
Santos,
Matt Red lit.
the favorite against the underdog, Gary Anderson.
So that's good. So that's nice.
5, 6.
I was talking to Gary Holmes earlier. I was talking to Santos.
And as we mentioned, as you can obviously hear from your seat in the grandstand, two totally different sounds and two totally different animals. Gary Darian and the Troxel certainly have had their experience in the world of blown alcohol racing. They love this car, though. Takes her time in backing it up, wanting to make sure that it doesn't go lean on her. That's the key. You rock it into reverse too quick, it'll go lean and the motor will shut off. That's a pretty smart play there by Melanie.
He's too strong.
Gary Darian's been around this sport since well back into the late 50s. In case you were wondering if the Troxel name sounds familiar, it should. Her dad, Mike Troxel, is a former world champion out of the state of Colorado. Gary Darian, of course, reigns from Southern California. He and Ken Meadows. Ken's not here this weekend. One of our favorite burger joints in the country, In-N-Out Burgers. If you've not been there before, you owe it to yourself to go. Last year, runner-up Melanie Troxel in her debut appearance in an age-old dragster here at Firebird Raceway. She ran 5:63, your number 2 qualifier, a best of 5:98 by Ormsby. So here we go. Black's Parent Federal Mogul Dragster. This occurred, and it didn't affect Roger one iota. Would like to remind you we've got many events on the docket this season. There, Michael, I thought he was going to he was taking a pretty good look at a couple of our sponsor signs for a moment. Abbotsford, BC. For those of you that have ever been to Vancouver, you go due east down the interstate, and about, 40 minutes or so, you run into Abbotsford. It's a nice little community. I've eaten there a couple of times on my way to Ashcroft, British Columbia, one of the host sites of the Federal Mogul Drag Race Series. And as Wyatt McMurray, the track manager at Ashcroft, pointed out, that's where I stopped to pay for my fine. I can't believe your memory. I could hardly remember. It was a speeding ticket from the wonderful Canadian Police Force, the County Mounties. What do they call them? The Royal Canadian Power Police? Oh, I gotcha. The Mounties. I love it. Mike Giuliani, Steve Summer. Those of you sitting on the edge of your seats, I can sense it. The energy behind what lies here before us Certainly a bunch of people would love nothing more than to see an Idaho racer win again this year. We'll see. She's going to have to get around the Canadian, though, first. No promises here, but a big effort. It's Norm Christensen behind, along with the Summer brothers. And Steve behind the wheel, a 45-year-old contractor. Number 4 beats number 5 here in qualifying. Down to the big end, 6-0. We'll get the bye run right here in the Rocky Mountain Express. This is round 1, so Danny must have broke. Yeah. Oh, we had 3 that broke. Ooh, expensive weekend for some. And a nice run, 760. How far under? Top end shows 9:37, so Warder will return in the next round. A tough break for the 19-year-old Nick Jondahl. Kurt Cruz. What a killer name. I'd love to be named Kurt Cruz. Or Tom Cruise. I'd like to have Tom Cruise's money. The Cruiser. So Robbie Robinson was to have been opposed by Chuck Smithfield. Robbie gets the bye run here. And used up 5/10 under his end. Here comes Doug Lamback from Northridge, California to take on Mike Sherry out of Hermiston, Oregon. Lamback, yes, 9:46 and a nice run. Hang on to your shoelaces. Watch this burnout. Jimmy Christmas, what a burnout. And here comes Jackson. I can't even see the 2 cars from here. We are fogged in big time up in the Butt Tower. These 2 guys are fierce rivals. Don't kid yourself. We do have the Gorilla AA Fuel Alder of Mac McCord coming up a little later in the program. Mac from Phoenix, the reigning Nightfire champion, putting the final touches to the beautiful new Gorilla AA Fuel Alder in the upper pit area. Boy, oh boy. I don't know if you're crying like we are up here in the tower, but we just got fogged in with nitro. You poor guys on the pit side, the wind's blowing this way, and we are in nitro heaven. Quick check of things here. The 2-car title bout this weekend at the Igniter. That's Don McDowell closing the escape hatch, making sure everything's okay. These two have won a lot of drag races, done a lot of match racing in their time, ready to go head-to-head here. Colorado versus Idaho. It's AA Fuel Nitro excitement here at Firebird Raceway.
Running each other down here.
We'll
No,
see.
they're in the first game.
Night of the Pepsi Night Fire Nationals. This year we are thrilled to bring online Western States CAT. It'll be presenting Pepsi Night Fire Nationals AA Fuel Altered National Championships this year. Mac McCord will certainly be one of the favorites. The Gorilla getting ready to come forward. Man, these things are wild. And unfortunately for Ron Fossil, his opponent to have been this weekend, the Phoenix, the new rules that have gone into place concerning bell housing, they have a backlog of bell houses, from what I understand, that is at least several weeks in length. And Fossil unable to make the journey from Arizona. He'll be back though for night fire time. We've got a surprise though for you a little later in the program. A surprise opponent for Mac McCord. Trust us, you'll be in for a treat a little later on when Mac returns. So a checkout run for McCord and a single to see what he can do. Can he go quicker than the funny cars? I wouldn't count him out. This baby's got a lot of firepower. And a quick check here as they go to adjust something on the front of the engine. Signal going out. It looks like we're ready now.
We couldn't get away.
Beautiful new paint job from Mac McCord.
As soon as I heard ding, I might not be going back next step.
I'm gonna sneak over to Bart Hodges real quick.
Stevie Wong to the tower, please. 1082, good for the win for Rayburn. Carpenter's Camaro slows up to a 1301. Here's Ron Durham.
That's the one.
Stag Chili Chevelle coming out of the number 26 position. Three's Donnie Little. Here's up the full bar of Donnie Little, wins it by 11,000 to finish. 1067, here's the win for Donnie. Here's Ron Cunningham. Will and Chevelle. A former world champion, and he's got a nickname. We call him the Bird. a little bit of confusion, but we're okay. Here's the Bird. Here's Dave Holmes. Dave, you can call me the Boxer Holmes, trying to punch out the Bird. If you've been watching in the pit area and paid attention to that Ford Probe team working on that car, they had transmission troubles on Saturday. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And he's on his way to the 4th round of competition. Cool. Here's the Corvette of Pat War against the cool-looking roadster of Johnny Gross from Cedro, Willie, Washington. Pretty good drag racing up here. Corvette and Road need you for round 2. Super Stock, we need you for round 2. Trying to pull off the upset. Throttle stops coming on and off a couple of times from Lindner and Schilling. Top end of the racetrack. Schilling wins it running right on the index. 1020 with a... 1020 is the index, as you've seen in this round already. Some drivers break out, go quicker than 1020. That's not good. Here's something else that's not good. He stopped through the red light. Aaron Markham had a 420 light. Doug Turnbull. Turnbull trying to take out Cook, Division 7 runner. Top end of the racetrack, it's Cook, 1025.
Kelly Schilling out of Fort Collins, Colorado, left side lane, the 96 Chevy. Takes on Pat War in the Warpath 90 Corvette out of West Jordan, Utah. Pat War Jr. pulls the trigger too quick. Kelly Schilling gonna win this round. Gets their win, 10:30 on a 10:20.